I had no idea at that moment that I was saying yes to over 15 years of no antibiotics. I was saying yes to being able to help significantly financially so my husband could say yes to his dream of opening his own private physical therapy practice. I was saying yes 16 and a half years ago and had no idea I was saying yes to this incredible community of like-minded, fun-loving, shiny people that would become some of my very best friends. You know, I had no idea I was saying yes to being able to, in the future, from when I said yes, that my kids would be going to school in Tennessee. And as a mama 6 hours away, if any of you have kids that don't live near you, you can understand this. But I was able to say yes to just get in the car and go. And I know that road very well to Tennessee from North Carolina. I was able to say yes to that anytime they needed me or anytime I needed to go. I was able to say yes to partner with a company that lined up with my values. That was so cool. So you know what? I would say yes all over again. And this business has given me that. And I absolutely love it. So I'm going to give it over to Courtney so she can share her story.
Thank you, love. All right, Tammy, you got yourself muted. Awesome. Thank you. All right, you guys. So hi, my name is Courtney O'Donnell, and I live in Lake Norman, North Carolina, which is just north of Charlotte. I've been with the company for 9.5 years. I can't believe it. And so, you know, when I was living my life as a personal trainer and a mom of 5 kids, I'll tell you, when I said yes to this business, I was teaching 17 boot camp classes a week out of my home, 15 personal training clients out of my home, and every week, and that was, the clients were 15 times, 2 or 3 times a week, and I had 5 kids, 11 years old down to a 1-year-old, and I was still nursing. And that was when I said yes to this business. See, I thought I owned my life because I scheduled the boot camps and I scheduled the clients, but guess what? It owned me. And I was trading dollars for hours because if I wasn't working, I wasn't getting paid. And I was locked behind closed doors or outside teaching a boot camp away from my children. And I wasn't living my life to the fullest. I was missing out on so much. I got so caught up in what was happening in life every day. My calendar ruled my world, and that was the fact. And I had no idea what this business would do for me back then. I had forgotten how to dream. I was not in a great marriage, and what this business did was it validated me as a person, that I was a good person, that I had value, that I had something to offer the world. And this community surrounded me and lifted me up and supported me through a really, really tough time in my life. And through all of this, I have found that my gift and my purpose is way bigger than me, and it's not about me. And I think that's my favorite part, is that through all of the people, and if you heard Catherine Lee last night, you see these people that are just amazing and showing us how to take who we are as a person and craft it into this beautiful thing. You know, I think about the broken vase that's been put back together and how that is so much more beautiful than something that's whole. So it took me as a broken person, and I'm whole again. And I think that giving myself credit for that, and being able to take that and pass it on to the world and saying, you are beautiful and you have great things to offer the world, it's turned my life around. So now I'm a single mom, but introduced to the most amazing man in the whole wide world, John Shaw, in this community. And I am blessed beyond belief to be surrounded by so many people that love me unconditionally and will support me through this. And I get to bring other people into this community and give them a taste of that as well, because you never know where people are in life. So it's such a blessing to be a part of this and to be a part of today. Okay, let me see who. Oh, Heather, that's easy. I love that.
So Courtney's right. You never know who you may impact, and you never know who may be the next person that you have a conversation with, because I was in the middle of a tremendous amount of crisis, and I'm sure there are people out there in this audience of, oh gosh, we have almost over 500 people logged on right now with crowds in their houses. There's a lot of us watching. I can't be the only one that was spinning and fearful and living in massive amounts of debt and destruction and catastrophe. We had medical issues. We had really difficult things happened in my family that led to a massive amount of fear and scarcity mentality and almost paralyzed. And when I heard about this, I was working 60 to 80 hours a week to try and keep my family afloat. I'm a special education teacher, but I was also tutoring 20 to 30 hours a week to help pay bills in my family because my husband had some really significant health issues. And I happened to be invited by a friend one day to a stranger's house, and the stranger was Courtney. And Courtney, she wasn't that far, you know, she had not been in the business for that long. She was a sales coordinator, and I walked in the door and I heard about crazy fruits and vegetables in a capsule, and I just said, how do I get this in my family and how do I get this in my body? And I'll be honest, I did not have enough money to do a thing, let alone even pay our mortgage that month. So I immediately started this business really to pay for my own product. And I was not a product of the product at that point. I started my product and my business on the exact same day. But what I saw when I did that snap decision that I felt incredibly led to do right at that minute, and that's not normal for me, what I found was that health changes started to occur in my family. My father was very ill with cancer, and we were able to sustain his life instead of the less than a year he was given, almost 6 years we got with him, which was incredible. And my schedule and my heart for teaching other children was so overwhelming that I forgot that I really needed to be teaching my own children. I needed to be having time with them. And I was one of those stuck people that didn't have time to breathe. And we had cereal for dinner a lot of nights. And I'm sure other people can relate. I don't mind sharing the financial struggles we've had because I think too many of us are there and nobody talks about it. Nobody talks about it. So this was a way that slowly over time, as something on the side, I went from feeling like I couldn't breathe because I was saying yes to what I had to say yes to survive, to getting to say yes to things that really filled me up and positively impacted other people. And so there was this amazing merge that happened and this shift that happened, and I stepped into that shift. And I just said, okay, if this is what's meant for me, it needs to be easy because I don't have time to even go to the grocery store. But I really stepped into that, and these beautiful women and these strong leaders started to come my direction. And what I found was that over time, I was able to build myself up to national marketing director. And you know what that meant for us? It meant benefits that we'd never had before. It meant tuition support for college. It meant freedom of time. And it meant me being able to pour into my marriage and pour into my children in a way that I hadn't been able to do in a very long time. And you know what? This has been an incredible journey. I said this last night, but I'll say it again this morning. There's not one thing in my world that has not been positively impacted by saying yes to this opportunity. And whether you're here just a little to do a teeny bit, or whether you're here to do a whole big fat ton, maybe you don't know right now. I don't know. I didn't know where this was headed. Just kind of be open to the journey and along for the ride and see what happens, and really grant yourself the grace that you need to share unabashedly this amazing thing that we've got to give as a gift to other people. All right, so I am actually Courtney's going to unmute Rachel, and Rachel's going to share next. Hey, Rachel. Hang on, baby. Rachel, is it giving you something to push? It's not letting me unmute you, Ben. There you go.
There we go. Well, oh gosh, I love hearing the story. I like to sit back and hear all those stories, the romances, the things that the business has brought, and the things that the business has aligned. But I'm Rachel Smartt. I'm from Peachtree City, Georgia, and I've been involved in this incredible business, this mission, this movement, this life-changing process for 17 years. And I started out as a young mom raising 4 children, and I always thought my husband would take care of me. And when he was 37, my husband was diagnosed with terminal adrenal cancer and given just 6 months to live. So that was a real big shattered point of my life, as you can imagine. And I was, not knowing where to go. And we researched prevention. We were trying to be give my husband a fighting chance and extend his life. And we learned the most powerful, powerful thing that fruits and vegetables they're not just good for you, they can actually save your life. So we began turning to a plant-based diet, got rid of the junk food, which we weren't doing too much of that, but we turned to a plant-based diet and started juicing as a tool to get more raw fruits and vegetables. And then we learned about juice plussing, and it was a really amazing. It gave me as a mom with 4 kids, I spent me an hour to juice every morning, a gallon of juice, and it gave us a lot more time to be able to have better quality food and a juicing alternative with a fraction of the cost and a wider spectrum of better quality. And I know the body can heal itself, and through prayer and all the things that we were doing, his life was extended for 8 extra healthy years.
Wow.
And that meant a lot because my youngest daughter was 1.5 years when my husband was diagnosed, but she was 9 when he passed away. So I stepped into this business, after learning the passion, the power of whole food, and it changed the course of what I do. I became a naturopathic doctor, tied in with Juice Plus as the base to build, health and stronger immune. But it allowed, stepping into what it's done for me personally was an armor up program. Juice Plus is a way to armor my family. I have literally been on eating Juice Plus for 17 years. I have not been to the sick care doctor in 17 years.
Wow.
So it saved me time, saved me money, but it mostly is helping me protect me from the diseases that I cannot see or feel. This is what it's about, preventative, being proactive, and it helps my kids have stronger immune. Has helped me have, with mental clarity. It's dramatic changes on my skin, but it's really just a peace of mind knowing that I'm doing all that I can do to prepare for the best years and prepare for the worst years, because we're going to have both. I stepped into the business. I really was just offsetting my cost, and then I stepped into a vision of going to a conference, and I saw something that I had never experienced before: integrity, a mission-driven company. I met the president, Jay Martin. I got to see what we're all about with our whole mission, the movement, and I realized I could stay home with my kids. I could make a strong income, residual income, doing meaningful work, and it's allowed me to say yes to Cinderella weddings. I have 4 daughters, and I have 3 that have been married to Cinderella weddings of their choice. They have entered in marriage without any college debt. It's allowed me having that tuition support and financial strong means to do that. And I love taking my daughters on dream vacations, and it's allowed me, of course, with growing and inspiring teams. I love my team. And Team Thoroughbred, that really is running the races. We're sharing, we're growing personally. I'm a totally different person than I was. And it's going to be my path for the rest of my life, to growing me, to growing others, to inspire others to be the best, to live the best years twice over. So thank you for allowing me to share my story, and I will turn the time over to Lisa.
Did you all go hear her when she came to Lebanon?
Yeah, I think it's so good, right, Mom? Oh my gosh, thank you so much. I am just so excited to be here. Good morning.